Okay, good morning, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. This is we created this group to have to provide a safe space for women to share and to support each other and inspire each other as well. And we're so fortunate this morning. We have our host for this session. She's Arlene Mclaren, or AKA Coach Arlene, who will be sharing about connection and how do you the importance of connection and cooperation in order to grow your business. She'll also be sharing about how to 10x your productivity for your business and how to gain your self confidence needed to succeed in life, to live your best life. So with that, I'm so grateful to see all of you. I'd like to turn this over to Arlene. So take it, Arlene.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. Can you guys see me?
Yes. We
Okay,
can't see
good.
we see your picture. Is that what you meant?
No, I was wondering if you could see me actually, but that means no.
No.
You only see the picture. Okay, so I guess I'm going to work on that. So we're talking about a couple of different things today. We're talking about connections, which is networking for me. And I've written a book called The 10 Secrets to Networking. And then we're talking about 10xing our business and making progress. And one of the ways that we can do that is through media. That's one of the things that I'd like to talk about today, how to get access to media, and also what are some of the tips and tools that we need in order to do well with media, because some of us have a little bit of fear about our public speaking and our media presentations. And that's one of the reasons why we're not making the connections that we could otherwise be making in order to 10x our business. So there's another book that I've written, and it's called The 10 Secrets to Overcoming Fear, Getting Unstuck, and Living Your Best Life After COVID-19. So I feel like I wanted to talk about something that was relevant to the group, and you guys gave me two topics that are big topics, and they're two separate books that I've written, but I'm going to be creative and endeavor to I guess, give you nuts and bolts and at least snippets from the different topics that I do talk on when I go out and speak. So as far as the media piece, as you guys may or may not know, I do a television show, and it's a weekly show, and I allow businesses to come on and talk about what they, or business owners to come on and talk about what they do. And in so doing, they have an opportunity to share their products and services with the media that I provide, which is local media. But then there's also like a whole nother level of media from what I do, which is just local media, national, and international. So I would like everybody on the call today who has a business to be thinking about expansion. And one of the ways to expand is media. So I want everybody who's not been on the television show yet, my television show, to begin putting together the idea of what it is that you want to share with the rest of the world, and book a time to be on the show. I do record after this meeting, and I'll be recording. The show is only a half hour, but we get on for an hour pretty much to prepare for the recording. So step one, I want to share with you something called the 3-foot rule. Many of you have already heard about it, but in terms of connections, the 3-foot rule is sharing with the people around you, or sharing with your business associates, partners, anybody in the bank line, anybody at all within 3 feet of you about your business project or endeavor. That's one of the ways that we're going to make connections. We can't just connect with people who we already know, friends and family, because 9 times out of 10, it may not be your friends or your family who purchase from us. Okay, so when I started my business, I was talking to my friends and family, and people say, especially in network marketing, sell to your friends and family. And then we wonder why 10% of the people in network marketing are at the top and 90% are challenged by growing their business. Well, one of the reasons for that is that we're only talking to our friends and family. The people who are very successful are the ones who are following the 3-foot rule, which means that they're talking to everybody within 3 feet of them, because you don't really know what people's background is. And if we begin to just really express what we're doing, our project, our endeavor, where we want to go, what we're doing, how we want to grow, we're going to be surprised at the number of people who say, hey, I want to support that. I want to join in. I'd love to be a part. Like Binta, for example. Binta does yoga. To be honest, before I came to this group and I knew what a wonderful lady Binta was, I was not really thinking about yoga. But now, because I know her and she's constantly talking about it, I'm interested. Okay, so I want to know more about this thing called yoga. How many more people can we add to our business just by exercising the 3-foot rule? Okay, another tool is this thing called the psychology of networking, the psychology of connections. And it's very similar to what we use in our regular lives, which is this concept that says we have to give before we get. But for some strange reason, when it comes to business, people start thinking of it in an alternate way. We start thinking of it. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, you're good.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. So I just wanted to make sure. There's this concept of psychology of networking, which is giving before you get. So when it comes to us going to a grocery store, we understand that we have to go to the grocery store and we have to pay before we get the bread. But when it comes to business, for some strange reason, we start to think that we're supposed to sell first and then provide the service. Now, this is really, really a nuance in business, because so many salespeople or so many people who have a product to share are thinking about, oh, you guys can also see me too. Know that. You guys, when you share, the idea is that you're going to share first and then you're going to give. So when you go to the grocery store, you pay first and then you get the bread. Okay. In business, they're supposed to pay us first and then we provide the service. But the idea is, if we really want to 10x that business and we really want to grow, and we look at what some of the very successful people are doing, they're actually sharing first, giving first, providing first, and then looking and seeking to be paid, and then looking to seek and grow. And so that's really one of the secrets that a lot of us who are very successful in business are exercising. This morning we spoke to Rini, and Rini said, oh, I am at a stage in my life where I don't really need to really push and hustle and sell. I'm providing a service. Have we noticed that there are far more people on this call than some of the other calls where people are selling their products and just selling? Sales. Stop and think a second. Why are there so many groups and so few people in them? Because we're just being sold. That's one of the secrets, guys, of networking. This is why I wrote the book of 10 secrets. But you guys are going to have to get the book to get all the other 10 secrets. But these things are a science. It's if we follow the tools and the techniques, we'll get the same results as everyone else. And if we look at the top people, they're out there on the front lines, sharing information here, providing content, providing a service, providing information. And that's why we know who they are. So we know their names. Why do we know their names? Why do we know who Tony Robbins is? How many times have we seen him on our screen, just flashing and sharing information and telling us stuff? And how much have we paid him? Okay, some of us have paid, but a lot of us have paid nothing. And yet we're constantly inundated by his information. Now, some people say, Arlene, but you're constantly sharing your information with us and we don't even necessarily request it. Well, guess what? whether you like my information or you don't like my information, chances are, if you're a part of a group with me, you're at least privy to it because I'm providing it. Okay, so you can receive it and say, oh, this is a nugget. I like this concept of networking as a science. I can use it and put it into my business. Or you may say, I don't really need that. I don't really want to use that. But either way, I've provided. So whether you catch it or somebody else catches it, I'm putting it out into the universe. And guess what? When I put it out, it comes back to me. Just like in any other area in nature, what I give out is what I'm going to receive. So whether I receive the purchase of services from you, or it's the purchase of services from somebody else next week, next year, I'm still getting back what I put out. So some of you are thinking, well, in my business, I'm providing this service. I'm doing yoga every Tuesday morning and I have only 3 people on. But guess what? There is no empty space in nature. There isn't any. It's just a concept. Okay, so whatever you're putting out, okay, there's no such thing as a vacuum. As you put it out, and you're creating a space. Okay, so people have to ultimately come into that space, okay, and utilize it. It might be today when you do the call, or it might be in 2 weeks when they watch that video. And now you're on their mind. And now they say, oh, well, who is she? Who is Loveline? I see her on the calls. She's speaking, she's providing, information. I see her smile. I see that big car behind her. What is that? What is that about? I'm curious, right? So you may think, well, my mouth's closed. I haven't really said much, but there's somebody who's seeing you. You're there. You're showing up. Key secret number 3 to making connections and winning at this game of life. Speaking up is one, which I said, sharing content, sharing information, but showing up. The people who get the dollars and cents, the people who win at this game of life are the people who show up. Okay. So Loveline, keep showing up, because even for the people who haven't heard you speak, they're saying, well, what does she sell? Even me. I'm like, well, what is she doing? Now I'm really curious because she hasn't talked. So now I'm even more curious. What is she doing? What is she doing? What is she selling? Why is she here? Okay, there's so many other people. I know what they're doing, but I don't know what you do because she hasn't said it. So now I'm even more curious. Okay, as opposed to somebody who's always sharing, okay, well, I know what they do. I may not pay attention, but the minute you open your mouth, now I'm paying attention. Because I'm saying, what does she do? How do you 10x your business? Making people curious, drawing people in. Okay? Some people are on calls and they're constantly talking, but they're not providing information in terms of what it is that I need or what it is that I'm interested in. So it's just like, want. Does that happen to you sometimes? You hear people and they're just constantly, so it comes out sounding like want, and you're not listening. But then that person who's quiet, and then they open their mouth to speak, you're like, oh, wait, she said something. What did she say? What was that about? So continue to show up, Loveline. Continue to show up and expand, okay? Because even by your very presence, it's growth, okay? Show up and speak up. If you remember nothing else about what I said, show up, speak up, okay? And there are 10 other secrets in addition to the 2, because I only gave you 2, because we have limited time, but you can also purchase the book and get all 10, okay? The book is 10 Secrets to Networking, all right? Get the secrets, grow, expand, make it happen. All right, on another note now, what we want to talk about and share about is this concept of media. So let's say you speak to 10 people and you share that message. Well, media will automatically 10x it for you because there's a whole wealth of people out there. There's a world out there that you can use to expand your message and get it out to, as opposed to you individually having to, like I said before, do the, utilize the rule of talking with everybody within 5 feet of you. So even if you're talking with everybody within 5 feet of you, you can still only get to a finite number of people, right? Okay, with media, TV, your words are amplified. You don't even know the people that you're speaking to, okay? And the beautiful thing with the web, you have to wait for people to sign on. You have to wait for people to click in. With TV, you have a captive audience. They're already on, okay? They're already signed into the network, okay? So they're on and you show up and they're listening to you. So I have a television show. It's on once a week, every Thursday, 6:30. It's in the New York City area. And so people who watch the station who are on, they're just watching me. Or sometimes people are just switching channels and they happen to see me. They don't know me. They're not interested necessarily prior to seeing me, but they're just flipping channels and they see me. So now they stop and they listen like, let me see what this girl is about. So I truly believe that if there is an opportunity for you to be on television, this is the secret sauce. There's almost no successful person that we know of that's not on television. And we say, yeah, well, there's a World Wide Web, there's social media. Yes, utilize social media, but don't forget media, okay? Bloomberg is a billionaire, multi-billionaire. What does he own? How has he made his wealth? Television, media, radio, TV, media, okay? We wonder, how did Donald Trump become president? How did he 10x what he does, whether you think he's wealthy or you think he's not wealthy, or you believe in his politics or you don't believe in his politics? One thing that we can all agree on is that this gentleman got an abundance of media. Okay, he was on every channel all day long. Sometimes people thought he was so funny and so humorous, so we put him on TV. We didn't necessarily know he was going to be president, but we were wanting to hear what was coming out of his mouth, okay? Whether for entertainment purposes or because we believed in what he was saying, we were all listening and we were watching him on television. So if you truly want to 10x your business, start with TV. That's a secret. But a lot of people can't get on TV, okay? But I'm giving you a gift. I'm saying, listen, I do television. I have a show. I'm giving you access. Okay, guys? It's local TV. It's a start. Gain access. Now, what are some things that you need to know about being on television in order to 10x? Why some people don't want to be on because they're kind of afraid because they know their words are going out, kind of like this recording today. Really asked me about whether or not I want it recorded. And I'm like, that means anything that I say that might be a little, if I don't put my words together, if I'm thinking about something, now it's on record. Okay, everybody can see it. Well, imagine with television, how it's blown up. So now thousands of people are seeing it. Maybe millions of people are seeing it. Okay, so it creates an apprehension. And that's why some people who say, oh yeah, I want to be on your show, they don't show up, guys. They're scared, they're afraid. Hence the book that I've written, 10 Secrets to Overcoming Fear. If we can overcome fear of public speaking, which means that we show up and speak up, we can win at this game of life, okay? We can do it. And everybody on this call is a winner because I know that you've already done one. You showed up. You're here. I can see you. You can see me. There's at least 10 of us that can see each other. Okay, so you can receive the information I'm sharing and I can receive what you're sharing because I'm going to stop talking in a couple of minutes. So secret number one, when you guys get on camera, whether you're doing lives, you're doing TV, you're doing a podcast, one of the things that you should do is, let me see, not what I was doing. You're supposed to actually put yourself in the center of the camera. Okay, so the center of the box is where your head should be. And also you should be looking at the headroom. So if you're on TV and you're like this, or I'm like this, that's not good. My face is blown up, I look bigger, and it's not a flattering direction. Your camera should always be, if you must have it above you, you see the difference that made? Look at the difference in my face. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same face, but look at it. It's drawn. It looks bigger as opposed to this. And if you notice, you look at those glamour shots, the Instagram queens and kings, they're always holding their cameras up. Okay, and a minimum of 12 inches away. Because when you're in the camera like this, that's not a visually appealing for television. So if you know exactly what you need to do, then you'll be less fearful because you're confident in the methodology. So just a few things: center of the camera, spacing in terms of the top to the bottom. And when I have people come on the show, one of the things, the show is only a half hour, but we ask people to come and give us an hour of time. Why? Because it takes half an hour, literally, to get people to get their camera shot right, to make sure that their headroom is correct, to do the lighting. Your lighting should be not like it is now. It should be in front of you. not behind you, because when your camera or your lighting is in front of you, it's going to illuminate you better. You're not going to look as dark on camera. So that's why people use the big ring lights. But even if you don't have a ring light, you're just using sunlight, it should be in front of you and not behind you. Another thing, when you're on television and you're presenting, guys, sound bites. What does that mean, Arlene? It means like, you notice people will tell a story on regular, just in talking or in presentations, maybe on podcasts, and they're telling like long stories. Well, the idea during an interview, if you want to really present yourself well, is that the interview is a dialogue. So what I'm doing now is not what I would do in an interview, because I'm just talking, I'm presenting, okay? But during an interview, when you really want to 10x your business and you really want to engage your audience, it needs to be a dialogue, a casual dialogue that people can listen to and say, oh, and you're going back and forth, because people are accustomed to hearing conversations, just as human nature. We hear conversations all the time, but when it comes to just presentations, like maybe a sermon or a speech, it requires a different level of listening. Okay, so if you really want to do well and you want to 10x the business, you want to engage with your host, okay, the person who's the leader or the person who's interviewing you, and have a dialogue, turn it into a dialogue. So I'll give you an example. I was interviewing a lady and she's a minister. Brilliant lady. I love her. She walks on water as far as I'm concerned. But I'm interviewing her, and because she's a minister, she has on her ministerial hat, and she was ready to speak as if she was doing a sermon. So it didn't seem like as much of a dialogue as much as it was a presentation where she was just talking, and sharing information. And she was excited about what she was sharing and presenting because she knew it. But in terms of television, in terms of media, what we need to do is think about what we want to present ahead of time. Have the key points, maybe 5 points, 4 points, okay, that you really want to hone in on, and present those points in a conversational tone with your host, okay, as opposed to a speech. Even though you have all of this information that you want to share about your business, which is tremendous and phenomenal, you can't share all of it at the same time. You just got to come up with a few points and share those succinctly, because that's all people can really have the bandwidth to listen for. Okay, so the longer I talk, the more you guys are inclined to think about other things, and dinner and lunch or breakfast, what you're going to do with the kids. The shorter the presentation, like when I said to you, I only have 2 key things that you need to remember from the networking piece. Okay, one was what was it? The 5 something another rule. Anybody remember?
5 feet.
Talking. Thank you. Okay, Ritty gets the award. The 5-foot rule was one thing. And what was the second thing I spoke about with networking? The psychology.
The media. Oh.
Yeah. Well, with networking, it was the psychology of networking. What did I say is the psychology of networking and making connections? Anybody remember?
Expanding out beyond your friends and family. No?
Okay, somebody tell me what she said.
Expanding out beyond your, hold on, let me turn this up real quick.
Okay, so the 5-foot rule was talking to everybody within 5 feet of you about your business project or endeavor. And the psychology of networking is that you give before you get. So you're going to give information, you're going to share, you're going to help people before they're going to pay you for your business. Okay, and that's going to make them more inclined to want to receive what it is that you're offering, because you've already given them a snippet, you've already given them a piece. And I gave you the example of bread. When you go to the grocery store, you give them the money first, and then you get the bread. And that's the concept in nature, that you have to give first before you receive. So those are the 2 things. And as far as the second area, which I talked about, which was media, which she just mentioned, the 2 things that I gave you in media are positioning of your camera, the lighting, and then I spoke to you about giving examples of people who have been very successful. They're all on television, and so you should be too. And I'm leaving you with an opportunity to be on my television show. You have to let me know that you want to do it. My website is www.askarleneshow.com. And I'm inviting anybody who wants to be on the television show who's a part of this network to contact me there at askarleneshow.com, and we will schedule a time for you to get on. So there are about 26 points on this checklist that I have of things that you should use when you're doing your television, your radio, your podcast, that will help you to be more successful at it and to feel more confident. Those are just a few that I shared today, but it's 7:30 and I don't want to make it just a monologue. I want to make it a dialogue between me and you guys. So now tell me what your business is, or your project, or your endeavor. And we're going to see how it is that you'll present that little elevator pitch on the television or radio or media. Okay, because I always love to hear from you guys. This is not going to be a monologue of just me talking. I want to hear what you're doing in the world so that I can help you to facilitate doing it on television. And it can be my show. Like I said, we're going to be taping right after this. Usually I leave this call early because I tape at 9 o'clock PST or 12 o'clock if you're EST. So it's right after this. So this is why I click off. You guys will notice I always click off early. That's why, Rennie, because we tape right after. So let me hear what your business is, project or endeavor. So give me your elevator pitch. Who wants to start first and just share what you do in the world?
Nikki, do you want to start, Nikki? Nikki always have an elevator speech.
Sure. I'll go first. I have actually started building my own NFT community and NFT project that I've started. And it's going to be basically about designing your own life. And it's going to expand into the metaverse as well as a game. It's going to be a play-to-earn game and a move-to-earn game, with a virtual headset and all that stuff. But, with the NFTs, they come first. So with the roadmap that I have played out, it's going to be the NFTs are going to be created first, which is we're in the process of doing that. And the social media channels, you got to have, all of that, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, Discord. We're all on Discord and in WhatsApp. Have a good team together already. Still missing a developer, but I have graphic designers, managers, marketing media, managers and stuff like that. So basically the concept of it is going to be, helping people to create their own life and understanding that it can happen as well as the metaverse in reality, and, basically getting to know yourself a little bit better and things of that nature, raising consciousness awareness. And, it's going to be about going from your A personality to your B. So A personality is basically your shell. Your shell that most people live in now is on surface level, right? And they don't really, it's not a deep level of connections they have with themselves anymore. And that's why the world is so, out of whack. And you see people that aren't consciously aware of what they're doing, or the people around them, or the impact that they're creating, or the decisions that they're making or not making, and that they have a responsibility and a choice in their own life to use their voice and be responsible about whatever they're doing, and take responsibility for, whatever it is in their life that isn't going right or that they want to better. So basically it's going to be about raising
hold on. So let me give you an example of my elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Arlene Mclaren. I'm a life coach and I'm a business consultant, which means that I help you to move in your business, your project, or endeavor. So have you ever wanted to start a business, but you just haven't started? Or have you ever wanted to 10x the business that you already have, take it to the next level, but you just haven't done it yet? Well, that's what I do. I help you to move forward and 10x that business, project, or endeavor. And then you may want to know why. Why should I work with you, Arlene? Why should I work with you? Well, I have several degrees, including a master's degree, credits toward a doctorate. I've worked with celebrities and I've networked with stars and really helped quite a few people to make 6 figures or more. Talk to me today so that I can help you to get to the next level. Boom. That's it. And for some people, they would say that's even too much. So I understand that you're sharing with us the details of what it is that you're looking to move forward in. But we have to keep in mind that some...
Direct. You got to be direct. Yeah, I get what you're saying. You were really
Right.
direct with what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
One key is that when we're sharing, we need to be succinct. But also, one of the keys that I think would help you with your presentation is that we're sharing what we're doing. What people want to hear is what are you doing for me? How does
Yeah.
what you're doing help me? So one of the things that I said is I help you to do what? So I'm helping you to do XYZ. I'm helping you to move forward in your business project endeavor. So even though I didn't know what topic I was going to talk about today, I wanted it to be something that's relevant to you guys. It's still going to be something in line with 10Xing your business, making your business grow or expand. Every time I'm on here, I'm telling you about how to make your business grow or expand, whether it's media, whether it's public speaking. So step number one is, what are you going to do for them? Okay. What you're doing is wonderful, but I'm only interested. Somebody said, Yanni said, I feel it has to do with your why. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody has to have a why, but you're going to tell people why it's relevant for them to be listening to you. And then we're going to try to be as succinct as possible. And the secret is to write it out. Write it out, Nikki, or write it out, Loveline, and then tear it up. Tear it up. Because that's not going to be it. That's not going to be the perfect one. Write it again. Okay. And then guess what? Tear it up. Okay. Because that's not going to be the second version. Is not going to be the ideal either. You're going to do it again a third time. Put all of the elements into it. What am I doing for them? What service am I providing for them? And as long as sales, the key to sales is it's a heart thing. And it's all about how am I helping the other person? Okay. They need to like it. They need to trust you, but it also needs to be something that they need. Okay. So what I offer is not for everybody, but it's for somebody. And I'm going to tell you who it's for. Okay. So it should be identify who it's for, what you do. Okay. Who it's for. And there's a third one, what you do, who it's for. Oh, and why I should choose you. So those were the three elements in that little talk I said. I told you who I am. Okay, I'm Arlene Mclaren. I told you what I do. I'm a life coach. I'm a business consultant. What do? I help you to move forward in your business, your project, because you might not have a business. It might be a project, like you want to do a book or an endeavor. Okay, you want to write a book. You're not having a business. You want to 10x your cake baking TV show, whatever it is. It might be a project, a business, or an endeavor. Okay. And then 3, I said, why? But why would you want to work with me? Well, I'm giving you briefly my background. Is that everything? All the places that I work? No, I work for President Obama. I work for, no. But I can't give you all of that in the 2 seconds. Right. So I just said, listen, I've got credentials. All right. And some other people who are pretty big have trusted me to work with them. You can too. So 3 things: who you are, what you do, why should I work with you? As opposed to any of the plethora of other people. So who else wants to make a go at it? Take a shot. Awesome.
Well,
Awesome, Nikki.
Amy had the
You're
question.
bold.
Arlene,
Go ahead.
sorry. Amy wanted to know how long is the elevator speech? Is it a 30-second speech, or is it, how long is it?
Okay. So people say the elevator pitch is a 30-second pitch, but there really is no hard and fast rule, guys. If your speech, it has the 3 elements and I'm listening to you, I'm engaged, and it's not longer than say 3 minutes, but you're engaging me. For example, who is it? What's her name? Okay, I don't need to tell you who, but she's a very well-known presenter. And she tells a story about her son and how her son she had no money and her son was a baby and she had to go to the machine, the ATM machine, to get $20 in order to feed her son. But in order to have $20, to get $20 out, you need to have $20 in the machine. And for so many of us who purchase her products and services, we love her speech. We love that talk because it touches our hearts and it grabs us. And, we can even recite it. Like now I'm reciting her speech. Was it 30 seconds? No, it was way more than 30 seconds. But did it have the 3 elements in it? Did she tell me why I should work with her? Yeah, because she had this hard situation with her son and she was able to get out of it. And now she's a multimillionaire with a business on the New York Stock Exchange. So I want to work with her. But it was longer than 30 seconds, but I listened, okay? Because if that's something that relates to me, then I'm gonna want to listen to what a little longer, because I have a kid, I have a son, and I want to feed my son. I'm a person who has kids and I don't have a father for my kid. And okay, you get the point. The ideal is that it should have 3 elements in it, and it shouldn't be more than, say, a couple of minutes. But your goal is talking to them and giving them something, as opposed to telling them about you and what you do and who you are. So for some people, my pitch is even too long because I tell them about my degrees. And some people would say, well, you don't need to tell them about your degrees, Arlene. I don't care that you have 3 degrees and, a master's or whatever. But for some people, they require that, as a person of color who's working with them, and I'm going to tell you how to make 6 figures. They want to know, well, how? What kind of credentials do you have? So up front, I tell them, look, this is what I have. This is why you should listen to me. That, no. Okay, but so some people need it. Yes. So do I share, if that's something that you have, that is a strength for others, give it to them in your first few seconds. Don't wait for them to, search it and go deep in your website to find it, because some people may not take the time to go search your website. So the idea is to get a hook. Okay, Amy, what is it that you do that you think people are most interested in? What is it that you do that really helps them?
Well, right now in the process of becoming a certified coach, my main goal is really just to help empower people to, not repeat a miserable life and realize that there's a better way. You don't have to live in this humdrum, I hate my life, and just bringing that awareness to people that, there's a better way. That's the main thing, that you can live your purpose and live your dreams and live the life you want to live. You don't have to be, confined into, what we're told. Oh,
You're muted, Arlene.
What is the pain that your client has? Give me one.
what was what? I'm sorry.
One pain that your client has. You want to help people to live a better life. What is one pain, one challenge that they're having right now?
Well, one major pain with a person that I'm kind of working with pro bono, she's in a domestically abusive relationship, and her idea is that, okay, have you seen the statistics of what happens to a woman when she tries to leave this type of relationship? And it's pretty difficult. Yeah. But I myself have escaped that type of relationship. So.
Okay, so you have credibility in that particular area, and your client is somebody who has experienced domestic violence. So in your elevator pitch, if that's who you're talking to, where I say I'm working with business people to help them to expand and grow their business, you're looking for people who have been in a domestic violence situation. You're helping them to go from struggle to the
Uh-oh, what happened?
You're muted
Can you
again,
hear me?
Arlene. No.
Yeah, I think you're breaking
All right,
up a
but you
little bit, Arlene.
All right. So one of the things you said is you're working with people who have experienced domestic violence. So I'm saying in your elevator pitch, you need to tell me who you're talking to. So if you're talking to people who have experienced domestic violence, now I'm listening, okay? Because That's me. I'm raising my hand. Oh, she's talking about me. Okay. And now you have a plethora of people who are listening to you, 10,000 listeners, as opposed to when you're just talking about helping people and moving people forward. We don't really know who you're talking to. She might be talking to me, but she might not. Okay. And some people think in their elevator pitch, they're actually reducing the number of people that they can get as clients because they're not being specific. But what I'm sharing with you, Amy, is a nugget that I've paid thousands of dollars to get, which is that if we speak to a particular person, somebody, anybody, we're going to be more successful than if we're speaking to everybody. Just like now, I'm speaking to a group. You guys are listening to me, you're engaged, as opposed to if I'm just talking in general. Maybe nobody's listening. Okay. So I would say when you're writing your elevator pitch, write that you are speaking to people who have experienced domestic violence. You've just opened yourself up to a huge market. It's unfortunate that it's a market. I don't want to get excited and seem like I'm happy, but I'm happy for you that you have a market. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's something that I have experienced. And domestic violence is not even just a physical, because I didn't experience the physical. I thought I wasn't experiencing domestic violence until I went to the court to get my divorce. And they told me that mental abuse is also domestic violence. Because the scars on the outside, they say those scars everybody sees. And so they come to you and they nurture you and they, seek to help you. But when it's the mental scars, nobody sees them. So they don't even know you're being, mentally abused.
So true.
You have a huge market. You have
So
a huge
true.
market. Speak to your people. Talk to your people. That's one of the reasons why the businesses don't get 10x'd, because people don't know who they're talking to. Okay, now you have two things for you. One, you know who you're talking to, people who have experienced domestic violence. Two, in your elevator pitch, I am a survivor of domestic violence. Now I am thriving. I have a successful business. I want to hear how you got through, okay? As opposed to what you said before, which was more general. Does that make sense?
Wow. Yeah, that's a great thing to point out. And I was kind of looking at it more like it's better to be general because you want to feel like you can reach everyone. But the fact of like being more specific and narrowing it down, that makes so much sense. So thank you. Wow. Thank you so much.
That's where the sense. That's where you 10x it. That's where you come on my television show, because now you can be an expert in an area. Nobody's an expert at everything, but anybody is an expert at something. So the minute somebody talks to me and they start talking, and they're telling me what they do, and I do this and I do that and I do this, and I know they don't make any money. I know.
Wow.
Because nobody can be an expert at everything. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to buy from you, I'm going to buy because you're giving me something that you're good at, right? You're doing something that I can't do, and nobody can do everything. So they say, well, Elon Musk has 3 businesses. Okay. He's got 3 businesses, but what is he known for? What is he known for?
Yeah.
If I say Oprah Winfrey, she has a television show. She has a TV studio. She has, but what is she?
Oh, you cut out on my end. Sorry. I know Oprah for her talk show mostly, I guess. I think she lost her connection.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Just me.
I'm back.
I don't know.
What did you say?
Yeah, your connection was out. To me, I know her most from her talk show.
Exactly. And that's what caused her to launch everything else. That's why we want to know what product she's good at, or what product she likes, because of her TV show. She was an expert at that. Michael Jordan, expert basketball player. Now he has a business. He's, retired. He's doing this. He might be a little coach here. But what has he become an expert in? What is he known for? The way that you 10x, the way that you truly expand is by becoming an expert at something. You're an expert on telling people how to overcome domestic violence. And there's a market for that. a huge market. Run with it.
Wow.
Write it out. I want to hear what your elevator pitch, and write it out 3 times, throw it away. And then the 4th one, that's the one where you actually get started, and then keep going. Okay. Any other question?
Wow. Thank you so much for that. That was great. Yeah, no, thank you. I know we're running out of time, so I want to let anybody else go.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it.
Beautiful. My pleasure, Amy. Go to the website. There's lots more information there.
Oh,
I'd
I
love to
was
get you
there
on the
last
show
night or the
to
night
share
before. I
your-
was checking out all your stuff.
your dream. But now we want to get you on.
Awesome.
Share your message with the world.
All right. Sounds great.
Okay,
Thank
who else
you.
has a question?
That's awesome. Binta has a question.
Well, I didn't know about the other book, but I want to get that one too, because I only have the
I love you, Binta.
the one for the overcoming fear. That's the one I have.
10 secrets to networking, 10 secrets to overcoming fear. Yes, I love you, Binta. You can have any of
Okay.
the books you'd like.
Is that on Amazon? Or where can I get it? Is the book on Amazon, or how can I get that book?
www.askarleneshow.com.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. Thank you so much. Is she gone? She's gone. Or maybe
I
she'll
think
come right.
it's her internet connection. I think she'll come back again.
She'll come right back.
What were you going to say, Binta?
No, I was going to tell her what I do, but I've already been to her show, and I've been to her Thursday night mastermind. So I've already told her what I do, but I was going to say it again.
Yes, but I think that what she's saying is really relevant, that many of us, we're generalists, and we're not specific enough when we're telling people what we do.
Yes.
We're trying to help everybody. We'll just say, I want to help somebody to design their life, for example. That's what Amy
Yes.
said in the beginning. And that's not specific. It's better to have your story. Amy
Right.
has gone through a lot in her life, and
Right.
she's a survivor of domestic abuse. And
Right.
so now she's qualified because she's been there before. She already experienced it. So anybody else would like to share? I think Arlene will be back soon. She's just probably
Hopefully
trying
she
to
will. Yeah.
reconnect on the her internet connection is probably spotty, because I think she's doing it by phone from she was driving. So Kathleen, you want to share anything? No?
Well, I was literally just going to share that I have to run.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So
Thank
I'm
you for
sharing
being
that.
here, Kathleen.
Oh,
We have two
thanks.
Kathleen.
Oh,
We have two. Oh, wow. I didn't realize.
this was great. I learned a lot.
That's
I'm going to
great.
practice my elevator pitch now.
Yeah.
That's good. We
Yeah.
could have Arlene come back again. Here, Arlene. Here's Arlene coming back.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Hang on another minute.
Great.
Arlene? Are you back, Arlene? She's still trying to connect. Hey, Arlene, while you were gone, we were just saying that, Arlene, can you hear?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. We were just saying before I give it back to Binta that this is great that you're sharing about how to make your elevator's pitch very specific to your niche rather than trying to be a generalist. And this is a great session that someday we can repeat it again, and we can give a homework to everyone to try to write out their elevator pitch and bring it back here, so that this is like a practical session where you will review. They can write down the 3 items, who are their target audience, tell about yourself and your target audience. Like, why does it matter? What you're sharing matters to that person. How can you help me? Like, why would I want to have you as my coach kind of thing, right? Is that right, Arlene? To make it
Absolutely.
more specific and come up with your
Absolutely.
niche. So
Yes,
Binta,
and that's what
Binta,
we do.
go ahead. Binta is trying to tell you about her business, and Binta, go ahead.
Hey, hi, Arlene. Hi, everybody. My name is Binta, as you all know. But so I created a company called Binta's Dream. And the reason I created that company is because I was going through a lot of pain in 2016. And because of that, I decided to create my own skincare with essential oils to calm myself down, to calm my nerves. And with that, I started to just experiment with myself and with so many people, sampling them. It became really like something that I was called to create more. So now I have my website is going to be called Dream Binta. So I'm dreaming. My whole life here in America is like I'm dreaming. So I have these products that are going to be coming to the universe. And I also, so I tell myself, I nourish people's skins from the outside, and then I nourish people's souls, because I also teach yoga and I use my voice to nourish people's souls. And I have a whole lot of other things in this Binta's Dream. I also have a dream that I've created that is going to be nourishing people's bodies inside. So everything for me is just nourishing people's bodies from the outside and inside. So that is my dream. That is my company, Binta's Dream, and I'm working on it. And it's not done yet, but it's coming. I don't know how to put that elevator pitch. That is the one that I'm kind of working on, but I've got everything else that is in the works. Binta's Dream.
And so that's beautiful. You know, I love you anyway. I love what you're doing. Binta's Dream. Wow. Nourishing you on the inside as well as on the outside, because you have drinks as well as you have oils and I guess botanicals. That's awesome. The only thing that you said, but I want you to work on, is your story. I want you to work on your story as to how you were able to put this together, your why. As Yanni said, it's your why. Why did you put this together? So you glossed over it. You said you had a problem, and so you got these things to help you with your problem. That's the most powerful piece, because it worked for you. So either it's already worked for other people, like thousands of people, and that's the sell, like Robbins, or like I've been doing this now for a couple of years. I have a website full of people who have been on the show, who have viable businesses that I've helped, or it's helped me. Like with the 10 secrets to overcoming fear and getting unstuck, I talk about my mom. And it's so funny because I tell a story for you guys that don't know. I started doing coaching because my mom passed away. I had a successful career working for, I was president of several different chambers of commerce, and I worked in politics. But when my mom passed away, I didn't want to do it anymore. And I got really depressed. And I watched her die, basically, and I got stuck. So I talk about that on my show. And to me, it feels, Binta, like I'm talking about it all the time. Like I'm constantly talking about the death of my mom. And for people who know me and they've listened to a lot of my shows, they're like, oh my goodness, Arlene, you're always talking about the death of your mom. But then I was on the mastermind with you the other day, and you said, oh, I didn't hear about the death of your mom. I didn't know. That was something that really connected with you. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, I hate to interrupt you guys.
Oh yeah, it's
Arlene,
4 minutes after. Okay, so
just
that's what I would work
that,
on. I would just work on connecting the story.
Yeah, no, but this is like an amazing conversation, Arlene. This is a great session. is it okay if I schedule you for another session as a follow-up? Because I think several people need to leave. We already at the top of the hour. So I think that's what I'll do, because I think people still, you know, they can work on their elevator pitch and then come back and share it with you, and so that you can kind of
Oh, yeah.
review. They have a chance to work on it. So the topic will be about the elevator pitch, and maybe you can share about the criteria, the 3 items, the questions that you need to answer. You know, your why, tell people about yourself and your why you're doing it, kind of like the story, and then how would it help the other person? How would it be relevant to the other person listening? You know, why would they choose you to be their
Beautiful.
coach? You know, something like that. But okay, everyone, thank you so much, Arlene. This is so wonderful.
Thank you.
This is really helpful for a lot of us here on the
Yes.
call.
Thank you.
And next week, Nikki Williams would be, oh no, not, is it Nikki? Yes, Nikki Williams will be our host. So thank you so much, you guys. And sorry that we have to cut this short because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Arlene.
I want everybody to go to Ask Arlene Show on YouTube or askarleneshow.com. And thank you so much for cutting me off, because I'm supposed to be on the TV now at 9 o'clock. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Great mastermind.
Yeah.
Got me to writing and thinking some more. All right. Clarity
Thank
and
you
focus.
all.
Take care, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Have a
Bye.
good day, guys.
Bye, Arlene.